Hey guys, Andrew here with Nashville Severe Weather. We're going on a little bit early here. I think David was on a little bit ago, but we're going on a little bit early here because we don't have a warning in effect for Davidson or Williamson County yet, but we got what appears to be a tornado that's very likely back around Dixon, down to the south of Dixon, right along I-40, and looking at velocities here. And these things are moving pretty fast, and so it looks like now we have a severe thunderstorm warning coming for Davidson, and so that will be in effect here in just a minute. And so it looks like actually a new warning coming out now. This will include Davidson and Williamson counties for a severe thunderstorm warning. So we do have warnings now in effect for Davidson and Williamson. New severe thunderstorm warning in effect now. And that's going to be a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 3:45 a.m. And severe thunderstorm definitely possible as this moves in. Wind gusts up to severe limits here. Let's see here. That's going to be 60-mile-per-hour winds. Definitely possible with this as it comes in. Also tornadoes possible. But the big concern right now is a tornado debris signature that we're seeing on radar here just south of Dixon. So this right here is a tornado debris signature south of Dixon. So an apparent tornado on the ground down just south of downtown Dixon. So that's going to cross Highway 46, and we'll do so pretty quickly. Cross Highway 46, head toward Burns, and then over toward eastern Dickson County. So if we extrapolate this out, Davidson and Williamson counties are not under tornado warnings yet, but if we extrapolate this out, this could impact Davidson County here in the next little bit. We'll see what they do as far as issuing additional tornado warnings. But for the moment, tornado warnings do not include Davidson or Williamson, but that could change very, very quickly. So an apparent tornado on the ground in southern Dickson County that's going to cross Highway 46, probably is doing that right now, and we'll move over to cross Highway 96 there around Burns and then head up toward White Bluff. And all of that is moving to the northeast, and you extrapolate that out, and it could affect Davidson County in time. All right, so that's why we're here, and severe thunderstorm warning was issued just a few moments ago out ahead of this. That does include both counties. So I think it's fair to say we have a couple of things in play. We have definitely the possibility of seeing straight line 60-mile-per-hour winds. We also have the possibility of some of us seeing tornadic parts of this storm here in a little bit over a very small area, but definitely could be a tornado in there. Let's see here. Yeah, winds wrapping up pretty good there around Dixon and Burns. So again, tornado debris signature there in Dickson County. Looks like it just crossed Highway 46 and is approaching Burns now. All right. So that's what's going on. There's your velocities. This is, again, southern Dickson County. And there's your velocities going away from the radar, and these are velocities going toward the radar. And these are off of the Hopkinsville radar. Let's go over to the Nashville radar and see what it looks like. Yeah, similar. Okay, so there's winds going toward the radar, winds going away, and looks like we might even have a couple of circulations in there. Okay, yeah, and the Weather Service is noting that another circulation is possible just ahead of that one in Burns. All right, hey, let's talk about what to do here. Since we've got just a little bit of time, let's talk about what to do in this situation. So if you're up in Davidson County or if you're in Williamson County, you're not being affected by the storms yet. All right, so they're still back to our west, but you need to go ahead, as we've been talking about, you need to go ahead and have that safe place available, and you need to have that safe place ready. And so if a tornado warning is issued for either of our counties, that when you see that polygon and you're inside that polygon, a red or a purple polygon pops up on the radar here. If that shows up, you need to know pretty quickly how to get to your safe spot. So that would be the lowest level of your home, your building, away from windows, interior room, closet, bathroom, something like that. You don't want to be in a mobile home. And so those preparations that we've been talking about over the past couple of days, you would enact that plan pretty fast if a tornado warning were to be extended over into Davidson County. So right now it's there in southeastern Dickson County, and it looks like a likely tornado here moving through Burns. Okay, and that's going to be over in Dickson County. So that's the situation at the moment. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's look at this northern circulation up here. There's also a northern circulation that's in northern Dickson County going into Cheatham County, and that one might skim the northern part of Davidson. We'll just have to see. But there's a second circulation up there in northern. Sorry for all my notifications. Let me turn down my volume a little bit here. See if that helps. All right, so we're watching two circulations there. The stronger one is clearly down here in Dickson County around Burns, where there's a likely tornado there. All right, so let's go through this one more time. We do have severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect, and that's going to be until 3:45 a.m., and that is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as this line comes through. Okay, so there's your line very clearly. You can see the line coming in from our west. It's kind of bowed, which would give us a pretty good probability of some gusty winds, straight line winds as this comes through. Also within that line are some circulations, one of them being here in southeastern Dickson County inside this purple polygon. The purple polygon means that this tornado warning is not, so to speak, your just average tornado warning. It means that that tornado was observed either by radar or personally. And in this case, the tornado was observed on radar. There was a tornado debris signature that popped up pretty clearly there in southern Dickson County and is now right over Burns. Okay, so that's where we believe the tornado to be right now. So that's going to be right here. Okay. And that's in the kind of the back of the heavy rain. These tornadoes, this is not going to be easy to see. Okay, so you know, if the tornado warning is issued, the last thing you want to do is go out and see if you can see it. David just tweeted something a moment ago. He says that the Storm Prediction Center says that tornadoes and damaging straight-line wind gusts may accompany the arriving supercell over the next hour or so. Our atmosphere is primed for rotating tornado-producing storms. And that is right. So if you want to check out his tweet over on Twitter and that image that he put up, the Storm Prediction Center actually put out a little outlook for us in our local area here. So that's something David just tweeted a moment ago. That's absolutely right. So a couple of things we are waiting on right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for both of our counties. We are waiting to see what they do with the tornado warning that's over there in southeastern Dickson County to see whether that's extended and a new warning is drawn up into Davidson and maybe parts of Williamson County. The circulation now is down there around White Bluff, and it looks like it has decoupled just a little bit. That to say that it might not be what we call gate-to-gate shear. It looks like it has broadened just a smidge there around White Bluff. So whether it's still on the ground or not, the debris signature isn't quite as sharp as it was a little bit ago. And so hopefully the thing has lifted. But nonetheless, we're going to see what they do with this warning that's back to our west. So, in fact, the Weather Service does note the circulation has weakened east of Burns, but the tornado is still possible near White Bluff. All right. Let's talk just a second about your plan. Those of you joining us, we've got quite a few that have joined us here in the past little bit. Let's talk about your plan. So this is the time to where if you haven't thought about what you need to do in the event of a tornado, this is the time you need to kind of go through that again. And in fact, the Weather Service is drawing up a new warning here for Cheatham, Davidson, and Williamson. So that's going to be coming here in just a little bit. All right. So the idea here is you're going to want to be, if you're going to be inside the tornado warning polygon, you need to be on the lowest level of your home, interior closet, bathroom, away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So if you find yourself inside a tornado warning, which some of you probably will in just a few minutes, then that is what, then those are the precautions you're going to want to take. All right. So David answered, or actually Will answered a good question here on Twitter. When do you wake the sleeping ones and take them downstairs? If you're inside a tornado warning. All right. So we're about to find out who is inside and who is outside of a tornado warning here in Davidson and Williamson counties here in just a second. All right. So for the time being, severe thunderstorm warning for both counties. That's still 3:45. And we are watching very carefully this circulation down here around Kingston Springs. It's not the tightest I've seen, but it's definitely got our attention, and enough to where the Weather Service is going to go ahead and warn that here in just a second. All right, so it looks like it could be trying to tighten up again here right around Kingston Springs. All right, so the Weather Service is going to put out a warning on that here in just a little bit. Let's go over and check out... Go check out Tbna. This is FAA radar down in Nolansville. And there's your new tornado warning, by the way. So Davidson County now, and then looks like the northwestern corner of Williamson County now under a tornado warning. So let's actually go back to our let's stay here for just a minute. So new tornado warning for Davidson County and the northwestern tip of Williamson County. All right, so let's go back and go to our other radar and see where this is going to be. All right, from downtown back to the southwest, down toward Riverwalk, Bells Bend, and Bellevue, and down to Fairview, you guys are now under a tornado warning, and that's going to be until 3:30 in the morning. So 30 minutes now for a tornado warning in southwestern or western Davidson County and northwestern Williamson County. So if you are in Beeman Park or around Beeman Park, Joelton, Fontanelle, Bells Bend, downtown Nashville, Vanderbilt, Belmead, Riverwalk, areas like that, Urbandale Nations, Oak Haven, Charlotte Pike, the Hillwood neighborhood, Westmead, all of you guys, it's time to take your tornado precautions due to this tornado that was back to the west in Dixon County. And it's sort of aimed northeast and should come through areas like that. Also, we are watching a circulation that has just popped up here south of Fairview. Down here south of Fairview, I'd say anybody in Fairview needs to go ahead and take cover. Looks like a circulation trying to wrap up down there in Fairview, and also down along 840, Natchez Trace Bridge, Fernvale. You guys down here, that's actually a pretty healthy circulation getting... going down there south of Fairview, okay? So 2 circulations we need to worry about, and you guys need to go ahead and go to the lowest level, interior room, closet, bathroom, putting as many walls between you and the outside as you can. If you're inside this red polygon in Davidson County and down there in Williamson County, and even if you are in Fairview, you're outside of the red polygon, but there's a circulation that looks like it's trying to get going down there in western Williamson County as well. All right, so we have 2 circulations that we're watching. This one here around Kingston Springs, it'll affect areas like Bells Bend, like Riverwalk, Bellevue, Fontanelle, Beeman Park, downtown Nashville, and up to the west. And it looks like we have a new tornado warning now for that circulation we were just talking about. All right, so down here in Fairview, Franklin, Brentwood, Antioch, Creve Hall, BNA, all you guys are now under a separate tornado warning now, and that's going to be up there until 3:30. All right, so we have 2 tornado warnings now. Thanks for joining us this morning, but we need you to take your tornado precautions if you're inside the red polygon, all right? So let's talk about what to do. If you are inside the red polygon, that includes everybody from Beeman Park, Fontanelle, Bells Bend, downtown Nashville, Vanderbilt, BNA, all of Antioch, Creve Hall, Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Bellevue, Pasco, Fairview, Leapers Fork, Franklin, Cool Springs, all of Brentwood. You guys need to be in your safe place. All right, so we got 2 circulations we're dealing with, one here around Kingston Springs and White Bluff, and it's wrapping up pretty good. That's a pretty impressive rotation signature there around Kingston Springs. The other one is down here around Fairview, and that's going to be just south of Fairview, That's going to be right there around Cumberland Drive. That's going to be in places like Hunting Camp Road and areas just south of Fairview. That's also moving northeast. All right. So 2 tornado warnings that we're dealing with this morning. One here in Fairview moving northeast, heading toward Brentwood. The other one in Kingston Springs heading northeast toward Bells Bend and Riverwalk and Beeman Park on the west side of Davidson County. All right. So if you are inside the red polygon, please get to the lowest level of your home, interior room, closet, bathroom, and put as many walls as you can between you and the outside as you possibly can. All right, I got to tell you guys, this rotation here around Kingston Springs, the inbound winds to the radar are up at like 128 miles per hour. Okay, this sucker's not messing around. This is going to be just north of right around Kingston Springs, and that's moving to the northeast. So that's going to affect areas in western Davidson County like Bells Bend, Beeman Park, Fontenelle. If you know somebody that lives on the west side of Davidson County and you don't think they're awake, please call and wake them up. This is a serious storm. And that's going to be around Kingston Springs, and it's headed for Bells Bend, Beeman Park, Fontenelle, and then up toward the 24-65 split as it keeps going from there. The Weather Service is noting the radar is showing 127 mile per hour velocities with this tornado, and they are going to upgrade this warning to a considerable tag. All right, so this warning is going to be upgraded a notch. Okay. All right, so if you're just joining us, we have 2 tornado warnings, and yes, it looks like we do have a tornado debris signature in Kingston Springs. This tornado is now radar confirmed. This tornado is on the ground in Cheatham County in Kingston Springs heading northeast. All right, guys, listen to me. Listen to me. If you're in western Davidson County, you've got to enact your tornado plan now. All right, you don't have much time left. It's going to be heading into western Davidson County. You've got to get on the lowest level of your home. You've got to put as many walls as you can between the outside and you. All right, so you got to get in an interior room, closet, bathroom, something like that. Don't be in a car, a mobile home, or under a bridge or anything like that. You need to get in a safe spot. All right, get in an interior room. Put blankets over you, mattress, whatever you need to do, but you need to protect yourself in the western part of Davidson County as this confirmed tornado comes through right now Kingston Springs and is pushing northeast. Bells Bend, Beeman Park, Fontenelle. Do whatever you got to do, grab whatever you got to grab, and get in your safe spot right now. There's a confirmed tornado now coming through Cheatham County, and it's wrapped up pretty good. Okay, so looks like winds now 117 miles per hour on radar. The thing's wrapped up pretty tight. All right, that's moving northeast. Guys, down here in Williamson County, circulation's still there. It's not quite as strong, but there's a circulation down here south of Fairview, Leapers Fork, Natchez Trace. That's moving to the northeast toward Brentwood. All right. So we have 2 tornado warnings right now. Very serious situation there around Kingston Springs. And, sorry, I'm popping to a couple of different products here. And then moving northeast, Bells Bend, Beeman Park, Fontenelle. Those are the areas in Davidson County that will be impacting as it moves northeast. Very clear debris signature. This right here is a debris signature. This is debris being lofted. This is at about 2,000 feet, the radar beam. National Weather Service is noting still a large tornado debris signature noted here in Kingston Springs. That's right. All right, let's back out just a little bit, and let's think about what's going on here. New radar image coming in. We'll check it out here in just a second. If you are in Bells Bend, if you know anybody in Bells Bend, that section of Old Hickory Boulevard off of Ashland City Highway, if you know anybody around Old Hickory Boulevard, Ashland City Highway, please call them and wake them up. Please do it. Beeman Park, if you know anybody that lives around there, those roads around there, Little Marrowbone Road, around Marrowbone Lake, Fontenelle, call and wake these people up. They've got a tornado headed their way. All right, down to the south, we got our southern tornado warning down here in Fairview, Leapers Fork, Natchez Trace. Not nearly as strong of a signature. It's there, and you need to be in your safe spot in Franklin, Brentwood, Forest Hills, Creve Hall, Antioch. The signature is not quite as strong right there at this moment. But it is there. It is there. All right, I'm watching Tbna, which is another radar off to the side, and we're going to stick with what we have on the screen here because it basically shows the same thing. I'll switch over there if I need to. Let's zoom in here. This is north of Pegram. So here's Pegram right here, right along Highway 70. And just north of downtown Pegram, that's going to be off of Sam's Creek Road, State Route 249 there. Looks like definitely a tornado on the ground. These winds here, that's 108 mile per hour inbound winds to the radar, and that's definitely a tornado on the ground. Here's your tornado debris signature right here. This is debris being lofted by the tornado, and that's about to cross Sam's Creek Road, State Route 249, there north of Pegram. All right. So if you know anybody in these polygons that's not awake yet, please wake them up. All right. So here's your tornado precautions. Let's take these full screen for just a second. If you were inside the polygon that we were just talking about, Beeman Park, Fontenelle, downtown Nashville, northwest Nashville, the Nations, Haines, anywhere like that. Lowest level of your home, interior room, closet, or bathroom, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Of course, being underground is best. If you have a basement underground, that is best. Okay, but if you don't, just lowest level of your home, interior room, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Shoes and a helmet. If you've got shoes and a helmet, go ahead and put them on. This is the time. This is the time. Put them on. Don't get in your car. Mobile homes are a bad idea. Under bridges is a bad idea. Don't do any of that stuff. But get on the lowest level of your home as you possibly can. All right, back over here to radar. Let's go look at the velocities again. Thing is still wrapped up. All right. So as it comes into western Davidson County here in just a little bit, this white line is Davidson County. And it'll be in Davidson County here very soon. It'll be around River Road Pike, Scottsboro, Bells Bend, those areas out there near the river, Ashland City Highway. That is where it'll be here in just a little bit. But definitely a tornado on the ground there as they're just west of the county line. The current storm motion, according to the National Weather Service, will have this tornado passing near the John Toon Airport. All right, so if you live near the John Toon Airport, or you know somebody that does live there, please call and wake them up if they're not awake, or call them just to be sure they're awake. Some very strong straight line winds in Davidson and Williamson counties as well, the Weather Service is noting. So regardless of whether there's a tornado, damaging strong straight line winds are possible as these winds surge with this line of storms coming in. All right, so what we're going to do here is we are going to see if we can point our camera that's in Gallatin down to the southwest. All right, so we're gonna zoom in toward downtown Nashville. There's downtown Nashville. This is from Gallatin, and the wind's blowing really hard. All right, so we're gonna zoom out, and we are going to go to the right a little bit. And we're going to be watching, okay? So I'm going to keep an eye up there on that camera and see if we see any power flashes or anything like that, just to the right of downtown. That'd be just to the west of downtown. So we're going to keep an eye on that while we're over watching radar. Okay, here we are on radar, okay? Let me check a couple of notes. I'm getting a lot of messages. I just want to be sure I am not missing anything. Okay, from anybody. Okay. All right, guys. All right, here's what we got going. We got 2 tornado warnings for Davidson and Williamson counties. So the northern one is a confirmed tornado based on radar. Okay, so this is the rotation right here. So here's Scottsboro, here's Bells Bend. And just to the west of that, around the county line, this circulation, which is now maybe a little bit more broad than it was, but it's still a tight rotation, and that's going to be crossing Pond Creek Road there in eastern Cheatham County, and it's going to be moving into western Davidson County. So the first roads that's going to cross is like River Road Pike. It's going to be Cub Creek Road, very close to Ashland City Highway and Bells Bend. All right, so that is circulation number 1. That's headed to the northeast. That will eventually cross near John C. Toone Airport. That'll also cross Briley Parkway, Centennial Boulevard, Bordeaux, Haynes, areas like that. In time, it'll eventually get to the 2465 split up north of town, up near Trinity Lane, Old Hickory Boulevard, areas like that, up near like Davidson Academy, Skyline Village, Cedar Hill Park, Good Pasture School, all those areas, all right? But for now, this thing's coming into the west sides of Davidson County, and it was a beast there a little bit ago. And it looks like the debris is starting to fan out a little bit. It's not quite as sharp as it just was. This by no means means that we can let our guard down. It just means that perhaps the debris is not being lofted as high as it was, but still a decent circulation there around Bells Bend, actually about to cross River Road Pike. All right, our southern tornado warning is down here in Williamson County, and that's going to be for Fairview off to the east toward Brentwood. All right, Natchez Trace Bridge is right here. Looks like there's a rotation here just south of Pasco over toward Temple Hills, Laurelbrook, Horseshoe Bend. Looks like there's a circulation kind of right in there and maybe off to the east of it toward Hillsborough Road. All right, so there's a little bit of a more broad circulation there around northwestern northern Williamson County. That's going to be affecting areas like Brentwood, Creve Hall, Forest Hills, Antioch. All right, so not to neglect you guys. So if you are in Brentwood, Creve Hall, Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Franklin, and to the north, Cool Springs, you guys need to be in your safe place too. All right, for this rotation there that's around the Natchez Trace Bridge in Pasco, Horseshoe Bend, Sneed Road, areas like that. All right, so there's a circulation there as well. The stronger circulation of the two is the one up here in Davidson County that is now up around Bells Bend. All right, and that's going to be for a pretty strong circulation as it heads off to the east. This thing in time is going to pass Briley Parkway, or go over Briley Parkway in Ashland City. Looks like it's going to cross Briley Parkway right where the Ashland City Highway is, maybe just to the south of it toward John C. Toone. But the Weather Service notes that it looks like it has weakened a little bit, but the circulation is still very intense on Tbna. So it could spin up very quickly. So even if it has lifted, it could drop again very quickly. All right, so that's what we're going to watch for. So David's over on Twitter. He's tweeting, but we invite you to join us, stay with us here, join any TV media you'd like to. They are on the air as well, but get your information from as many places as you feel safe doing, and do that in your safe spot if you're inside one of these polygons. I'm going to take things full here just for a second. We'll go back to our precautions here in just a minute, but just so you can see a little bit better. So we got Bells Bend here, and right there crossing Old Hickory Boulevard, we have a couple of pixels here of winds over 100 miles per hour that's about to impact John C. Toone Airport. In fact, it probably is here in the next 30 seconds or so. So here's John C. Toone Airport right here, and there's Bells Bend back to just the west of that. That's where these 100 mile per hour winds being indicated on radar are. All right, and those are moving off to the northeast, and that's going to be crossing Briley Parkway right around Centennial Boulevard, right around Ashland City Highway, and then moving to the northeast in the communities off of Trinity Lane, Haynes, and Whites Creek Pike, and areas like that. Heads up, 2465 split, Good Pasture, Chesapeake, Madison, Amqui, Old Hickory, Rivergate, you guys. This thing's going to be moving your way in time, all the way as far south as Talbot's Corner, Inglewood, Metro Center, all the way even into downtown. All right, so all you guys got to be watching this thing back to the west, and this is what we're watching right here. There's your circulation there just south, or right there in Scottsboro, between Scottsboro and Bells Bend along Old Hickory Boulevard. Okay, there's your circulation right there. All right, down to the south. Circulation around Natchez Trace Bridge between there and Forest Hills. There is a circulation around there as well, right around Oak Hill. Let's go down and check out the, I'll pull up the Oak Hill camera here, and it looks like, here's our Oak Hill camera there. So, we're going to keep an eye on that. That camera right there is what we're going to keep an eye on. I'm going to pull up another camera as well. But in the meantime, those of you up in Davidson County, you guys need to take cover if you're inside a polygon that extends around Fontenelle and down toward Briley Parkway. All right. So you guys need to be sure you take cover up there. So you're watching the south camera there in Oak Hill. We're going to go back to that here in just a second. Let's go back to radar. All right, so here on radar, we are watching again this circulation that doesn't look like it perhaps may have lifted there around the, that's going to be around the Briley Parkway and Ashton City Highway exit on Briley Parkway. The circulation's crossing John C. Toon Airport as we speak. All right, so here, right here is John C. Toon Airport. And if I zoom out just a little bit, there's your area of like 106 mile per hour winds, 107 mile per hour winds, very strong winds right off the surface. That's going to be right around the river at the end of the runway at John C. Toon. All right, so that's moving to the northeast. That's heading toward Bordeaux, Haines, Fontenelle, Chesapeake, Talbot's Corner, Good Pasture Christian School, Skyline Village, Cedar Hill Park, Madison, Amqui, Rivergate Mall, all up and down Gallatin Road, Talbot's Corner, Inglewood. All you guys, heads up. All right, so let's talk about our precautions here again. If you're inside the polygon, either the purple or the red polygon, now's the time to do your plan. Now's the time. And if you're not inside the polygon, or you know somebody that's in a polygon that needs to be woken up, call and wake them up. All right, so lowest level of your home, into your room, closet, or bathroom, putting as many walls between you and the outside as you possibly can. Put on shoes and a helmet. Don't be in a car, a mobile home, or under bridges. Don't take cover under bridges, anything like that. You want to be inside a sturdy structure as this comes in. All right, intense straight line winds are about to come through Nashville, Brentwood, and Franklin. So that is definitely a possibility here in the next few minutes. Okay, let's go over to the let's go back over to the Oak Hill camera and see what's going on. All right, we've got right here on the Oak Hill camera, you can see some rain. I see some rain curtains down to the south, down Franklin Road. This is on Franklin Road looking south, and it definitely looks like a mess coming in there here in just a few minutes. Okay. Sorry for that. I'm getting my warnings as well. There's your Wake Me Up app. All right, so you're looking at the Oak Hill camera. We'll come back to that in just a second. I'm sort of catching my breath here a little bit to see what's going on, make sure I'm not missing anything. We have a couple of tornado warning polygons here to be watching for. Well, actually, two are covering downtown Nashville. One's up here to the north, and this is for a circulation that is crossing Briley Parkway now. This is Briley Parkway, and this is Stewart's Lane. This is Ashland City Highway, and this is Bordeaux. Okay, this is a circulation here that we're watching very carefully. And that is a circulation that did have a tornado with it earlier. And for all intents and purposes, it still does. All right, we should say it still does. Because we are still in that polygon that is a confirmed tornado warning. So that's headed for Haines, Metro Center, Talbot's Corner, Bordeaux, Chesapeake, Inglewood, Opryland in time over there to the east. So that's our circulation number one. The second one is a little bit more broad, and that's down here in southern Davidson County and northern Williamson County. And it looks like there could even be a little circulation trying to get going here. And it looks like we've lost our Oak Hill camera. Our Oak Hill camera is now down, presumably from a power outage or something else. All right, so those of you in Creve Hall, those of you, I'm checking the Oak Hill camera again. Oak Hill camera is no longer broadcasting. All right, so very, very strong winds being indicated down here in Creve Hall to the order of 100 miles per hour. That's there in the Creve Hall area. I mean, that's what's being indicated on radar. That could be, well, that's precipitation being read there. So that's very, very, very strong. All right, so very strong winds now being indicated coming through Creve Hall. That's moving up toward the Zoo, Glencliff, Southern Hills Hospital, Haywood Lane, Nolansville Pike, Old Hickory Boulevard, Glencliff, and then off to the northwest here, again, winds over 100 miles per hour being read around Haines. So that's crossing Buena Vista Pike. That's crossing Trinity. What is that? Trinity. That's 431 that goes off to the north there and crosses Brawley Parkway. I mean, these are 100 mile per hour winds. They're on the north side of downtown, and I'm going to try to get our Midtown camera going as well. And unfortunately, this is just the kind of situation where you start losing some of your infrastructure because of stuff going down. I'm going to try to get you a camera here. Okay. This is the Midtown camera. And so off to the left would be those very, very strong winds. All right, so I'm going to go back over on our radar or our camera out of Gallatin and try to see if I can see this as well. See if I can find a good vantage point of it. So we want to see if there's something going on down there. We would love to be able to see it. Yeah, we're not seeing anything on the cameras. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on those. We're going to watch the cameras. But right now, let's be sure we're covering what's going on here. We have another tornado warning now for northern Davidson County and southern Davidson County, all the way down into Williamson is where tornado warnings are in effect. All right, I know this is a lot to look at. Let me turn the radar off for just a second. We have a lot of polygons that are around here right now. We have a northern one, which is a new tornado warning that was just issued, and the Weather Service says that there's a circulation that will pass north of downtown and that it will move to the east into, it'll move into East Nashville and Inglewood. All right, that's this circulation right here. All right, so there's circulation number 1. Circulation number 2 and tornado warning number 2 is down here to the south. This is a very intense area of rotation around Oak Hill. All right, so radar is indicating that there could be winds in excess of 100 miles per hour down in Oak Hill around Radnor Lake. And that's, which is incredible to think about. And so that is tornado warning number 2. Now, aside from the tornadoes are the straight line winds. This is Tbna, and Franklin and Brentwood and areas in Williamson County are no doubt getting 70 mile per hour winds as this comes through. Areas like Franklin and Brentwood, Tbna is reading 70 mile per hour winds right off the surface. Okay, so this is definitely nothing to mess with. Okay, let me go back to the radar, and then I am going to zoom out of the radar, and then what I'm going to do is wake my family up. All right, so you guys just sit here with this radar while I go wake them up, and I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right back. All right, guys, back with you. I might have to address that again here in just a second. But again, we have 2 tornado warnings now for both Davidson and Williamson counties. The northern warning is up here around the 2465 split. And you folks in Madison, Good Pasture, Inglewood, Lakewood, Old Hickory, Rivergate, Peeler Park, areas like that, you guys are under a tornado warning that's pushing off to the northeast for some very strong winds, at least. If there is not a tornado, it's extremely strong winds moving up there. Same thing down in southern Davidson County, where we could be seeing very, very intense straight-line winds coming through Creve Hall, Brentwood, and Antioch right now. Okay, so this is a very serious situation, and we need to know what your reports are. If you have a report and you can safely send that to us, good gracious. I mean, these are straight-line winds being indicated on radar over 100 miles per hour in southeastern Davidson County. And so that is just incredible. So quite a few folks here are going to be losing power, okay? So that is just unbelievable, heading up there toward B&A and Seven Oaks, Southern Hills Hospital. So these winds are moving off to the east, but let me tell you, we got a couple areas of very strong winds. One there right there around Madison, just north of, that's going to be Briley Parkway, Gallatin Road and Briley Parkway. And then down here in southeastern Davidson County, just very, very strong winds coming in now to southeastern Davidson County and eastern Williamson County. So you guys, I would say go ahead and those of you in Williamson County, y'all go ahead and kind of get up and get going and get in a safe spot, because these straight line winds are going to be pretty strong. All right, so I'm going to take a look at your reports over here. Several people reporting power flashes north of Franklin. Looks like we're hearing some pretty serious winds have come through Forest Hills just a moment ago. So this looks like this is right. Radar is not lying here, and these are winds that are right along I-24 now, back toward from Oak Hill, Brentwood, over toward BNA. Okay, so that's wild. So those of you in the east of I-65, I would go ahead. If you're east of I-65, go ahead and get in your safe place for sure, because these strong gusty winds, whether it's a tornado or not, are very strong and serious. Wind is strong in Franklin, Cool Springs area. No loss of power yet. That's one report. Massive winds coming through right now. Patio furniture flying. That's in Cool Springs. So these winds are going to be nothing to mess with. If we happen to lose you here on YouTube Live, be sure to keep following us over on Twitter. If we lose you on YouTube Live, then we do the best we can. But if we lose you, just keep following us over on Twitter or broadcast media, those folks, and be sure to get your information from somewhere. All right, so new severe thunderstorm warning coming out, as well as a potential tornado now in the Pennington Bend area of Old Hickory and Lakewood. All right, so here is a new, or not really a new, but a circulation trying to get going again up there toward Pennington Bend and Lakewood. All right, so those of you in northeastern Davidson County, stay hunkered down. Stay hunkered down there in northeastern Davidson County. Very possible there could be a tornado there. Let me go over to the this display here. Been seeing some power flashes on the right side of the screen, and that's going to be southeastern Davidson County, and of course there's some lightning there. But we're seeing some power flashes there on the right side of your screen. That's going to be from these extremely strong straight line winds down there in southeastern Davidson County. And if you look just above the buildings on the horizon on the right side, it looks like every once in a while you'll see some power flashes there. Yeah, those are power flashes you're seeing on the horizon as some very, very strong gusty winds, straight line winds are coming through there. Severe thunderstorm warning. Now, a lot of you are getting WEA alert for a severe thunderstorm warning, which did not used to happen, but they have upped the severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Davidson County there to be a destructive severe thunderstorm warning with winds to 80 miles per hour. All right. And we can't even keep up with the replies. It's just incredible how many reports of strong winds we're getting here now. So, all right, here's the situation, because we may not I don't know how long we're going to be broadcasting, to be completely honest with you here. All right, so in eastern Davidson County, at least in eastern Davidson County, we're seeing straight line winds up in the 100 mile per hour range. That's just 300 feet off the ground. And so these could quickly spin up a circulation right here in Colonial Village, Tbna area near I-40. Could easily spin up something there. Looks like another circulation really trying to get going there in Old Hickory as it crosses Old Hickory Lake, going over into Sumner County. So circulation really trying to get its act together there. But man, I am really concerned about these strong straight line winds here around Percy Priest Lake and around Tbna crossing I-40 all the way down into Williamson County. I'm concerned about these straight line winds, and they're very serious. Let's back out a little bit. We have one tornado warning in effect, and that's for northeastern Davidson County. And the circulation is right in Old Hickory, and it's heading to the northeast. It's crossing the county line right now. So that's our only tornado warning in effect, is that circulation. But what I don't want you to do is discount what's going on in southeastern Davidson County. I can't stress to you how fast the reports are coming in on our replies right now of power being out, and you know, I'm just sure we're going to have a whole lot of trees down. All right, now, so here's your straight line winds crossing Percy Priest Lake. Here's Nolansville down here. Winds have been picking up there as well. Let's go over to Tbna. This is Tbna here, reading winds at times in the 68 to 70 mile per hour range around Nolansville and just east of Franklin. Okay, so Tbna is confirming, and really, look at this. Up here in Davidson County, it's confirming winds up in the 80 mile per hour range, 90 miles per hour, 90 mile per hour winds up there, and a new tornado warning now for Davidson County. That's going to be the eastern part of Davidson County. And that's going to be for a circulation that's getting going up there along I-40, just east of the airport. So it looks like a new circulation up there in Davidson County. All right, let's back out just a little bit and show you where that is. That's going to be right around Nashville Shores. That's going to be across the interstate from Nashville Shores. It's going to be around Hoggett Ford Road, and that's a new circulation up there that a new tornado warning is coming out for. Guys, I may have to bail on you in just a second. I'm telling you something. It's getting rough where I am. Okay. So new tornado warning now for Davidson County, and the northern circulation looks like it's crossed over into Sumner County. And so that's going to be over in Hendersonville now. So that is over in Sumner County now. So the northern storm has now moved into Sumner County. The southern tornado warning now is for a circulation down here around Nashville Shores and Hermitage. You folks in Hermitage, Tulip Grove, you guys need to be in your safe spot. All right, so you need to be on the lowest level of your home, interior room, closet, bathroom, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. All right, so that's what you need to do. And really, if you're east of I-65, I would say do that, because it is, I mean, the amount of straight line wind coming through is just is really wild. Okay, and we're getting a lot of reports of that coming in. Likely tornado up there in Hendersonville. That's up there in Sumner County. All right, you guys in Sumner County, be careful and y'all be safe. And it looks like another circulation now getting going right there around right over the Wilson County line along Haynes Road. And that's another circulation that's getting going right now and could very quickly spin up here in the next couple of minutes. So that's over in Wilson County, but not by much. All right, so I'm not sure if I'm on backup power or not. We just took a power hit here at my house, but so two circulations here, one up in Hendersonville and one down here just east of the Davidson-Wilson County line. And it looks like possibly another one here right around Nashville Shores and Old Hickory Boulevard, Bell Road. All right, so that's what that looks like now. We have just a few circulations and some very, very strong winds coming through. Let me check your reports here for just a second. Let's see what's going on. Fierce strong winds at Burkett and Concord. And I can't even read these. They're coming in so fast. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Yeah, a lot of power outage reports. All right. So couple of circulations here that we're watching. Again, runs right over here into Hendersonville, and the other one down there into Mount Juliet. All right. So we're going to let Wilson severe weather and those guys pick up with Sumner and Wilson over there on the east side, while we focus on these really, really strong straight line winds down here in Davidson County. The Weather Service is saying they're seeing multiple tornadoes on radar there in Hendersonville, western Mount Juliet, and one in Hermitage. So, man, really a challenge over there, just east, just barely east of the county line, going over there into Wilson and Sumner counties. Okay, very strong straight line winds continue around Percy Priest Lake. Looks like those have come down a smidge. They've come down just a tad, but not by much. Okay, still blowing very, very strong out there. And let's go take a look at Tbna. And Tbna is still showing very strong winds down around Nolansville back to the west, I-65 that are incoming. And then, but just an area of very strong straight line winds up around Rural Hill and eastern parts of Davidson County over into Mount Juliet. So just a ton of wind energy out there. All right, so for a while longer, you guys need to stay in your lowest level of your home, interior room, closet, or bathroom there in eastern Davidson County if you're inside these red polygons. Okay, so you guys stay in your safe spot just a little while longer. The winds are fierce, very strong stuff coming through here. The tornado circulations appear to be over in Wilson County now. In fact, the National Weather Service office is sort of flanked on both sides with circulations, one just south of their office, one just north of their office. And but those circulations appear to be over in Wilson County and Sumner County. But we're dealing with the straight line winds here right around Percy Priest Lake up into Hermitage. All right, so let me check on some of your reports. You guys just stay in your safe spot a little longer. Don't come out yet if you're inside these polygons. Are we clear in Creve Hall? Yes. You guys, let's talk about some all clears just real fast, because the tornadoes appear to be over in Sumner and Wilson counties. That they actually have little debris signatures on them, the Weather Service is saying. So looks like still some tornadoes on the ground over there just east of us. And stay in your, if you just happen to be watching us over east of us, stay in your safe spot. Back to the west here in our two counties, though, if you're in downtown Nashville, Berry Hill, Creve Hall, areas like that, you're in good shape. Brentwood, you're in good shape as far as the tornadoes go. Still severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for some strong gusty winds, but as far as the tornado warnings go, you are in the clear. All right, so down to the south, still some very strong gusty winds coming through Boston, Thompson Station, Buckner Road, Sullivan Farms, Williamson County Fairgrounds, areas like that. And even back toward Fairview, just some pockets of strong wind, and we are under severe thunderstorm warnings there. But we are not under the tornado warnings that we were earlier. All right, so a couple of circulations up there around, let's see, I'm trying to get something together here on we got these two cameras up in Gallatin. I'm trying to get a picture. It's awfully hard. It's awfully hard at nighttime to be able to get any kind of image. But I'm gonna effort to help out up there in Gallatin with our cameras that are up there. Just not able to see much. Doing that off screen. So you're still seeing the polygons here. If you're inside the red polygon, stay in your safe spot. And I'm with y'all. I hear it just like y'all do. The roar outside my house is really something. The straight line wind part of this storm is really, really something. And it's, you need to be inside a sturdy structure for this for sure, with this for sure. So, all right, just east of us, again, a couple of tornadoes on the ground, it looks like, over there in Sumner and Wilson counties. So the, Let's see what the Weather Service is going to do here. Looks like they're revising some of their warnings, and I just want to make sure we're not going to miss anything here. Let me go over to, let me take our screen full here. It looks like they've got a couple of warnings going that they're still allowing to go. Now, over here, you see this red warning up here in northern Davidson County. That circulation has passed pretty safely. I mean, for us, not for them, but for us, for Davidson County, it's passed pretty safely to the east. So they'll probably shore this up here in just a minute. As you know, in this red polygon, there's really not a tornado threat at the moment around Beeman Park, Fontenelle, and over to Madison. Okay, you're just in the rain there. The circulations are very safely east of you, over there into Sumner County. In fact, they're hoofing it about halfway through Sumner County right now. I'm watching our cameras very close up in Gallatin, and I'm not seeing any direct power flashes or anything up there. So I'm trying to help them out on our Gallatin cameras as well as watching us here in Davidson County. And what a mess. What a mess. All right, let me check some of your replies. I haven't been able to keep up with it. I'm trying to keep up with your reports here. Looks like we're getting some, I'll tell you what, let me mention this. I'm not sure I have. If you can safely send us a report, send us a report of what you see using hashtag TSpotter on Twitter. I don't think I've mentioned that once tonight. But if you see damage or you had damage, let us know using hashtag TSpotter in a tweet. And send us your location. If you can send us a picture safely, that would be great. But send us your location, a picture if you can, and whatever you do, do it safely, and send us a tweet at hashtag TSpotter, or just use hashtag TSpotter in your tweet. We'll get that over to the Weather Service, and they will be interested to know what's going on where you are if you have had damage. All right. So it looks like Will is over on Twitter. Davidson County tornado threat is mostly over. The circulations have passed to the east, and the confirmed tornadoes are over in Wilson and Sumner counties, and that's exactly right. So it looks like the tornado threat has pushed to our east, although the polygons haven't been shored up quite yet, but they've got a lot going on there at the Weather Service, and I'm sure they will get those shored up as soon as they possibly can. To match exactly what is going on. Man, just all kinds of circulations over here. 1, 2, I'm counting at least 2, maybe 3 over there in Sumner County, Wilson County, areas like that. Man, a bunch of little circulations in there, and they're moving very fast. So the Weather Service is noting that as well over there just east of us. And let's see, in fact, one of those circulations is passing very close to one of that Gallatin camera up there. So I'm gonna swing the camera around and see if I can locate anything on that camera up there while you're looking at radar here. We still technically do have a couple of tornado warnings here in Davidson County, but that threat is quickly passing for Davidson County. Now, down here to the south, this is worth mentioning. Down here to the south, the storms really have yet to come through most of Williamson County. So Franklin, Spring Hill, you're just now getting the storms, okay? The storm line up here bowed out and kind of hit everybody else up here north of I-40 way sooner than it has down here. You still got the storms down here in southern Williamson County. All right, so we're not done with them yet down there. So you guys need to keep watching down here in Williamson County in case any additional warnings are issued. So it is not safe to go to sleep down here yet in Williamson County, especially eastern Williamson County, east of I-65, as the storms come through. Not seeing any evident rotation right now, but you know, as we saw just a little bit ago, that can happen really fast. I mean, there is a lot of wind energy out there right now, and that can happen really, really quickly. Weather Service is issuing another tornado warning that's well to our northeast. They're getting out ahead of this line, and they're issuing warnings up here, up toward Clay County. This thing is flying up that direction, and I'm still not seeing any power flashes on our Gallatin camera, so that's a good thing. But it is a mess up there. I mean, look at these little rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4 possible areas of enhanced wind that could spin up really fast. That's what came through here just a little bit ago. So probably a likely tornado there coming into Bethpage. Our camera's looking right at that up in Gallatin. I'm watching it off screen. All right, let's back out just a little bit, guys. Let's go over here to this line that is affecting mostly Williamson County now. This is going to be down there really from Franklin, Brentwood, all the way down through Williamson County down to the south. And that's, severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for these storms, and they could be really, really gusty, okay? And so these are going to be potentially destructive straight-line winds. Those came through earlier up in the eastern part of Davidson County. It's possible we could get some very strong gusty winds down here in Williamson County as well, okay? So we need to keep an eye on that as that comes through here in just a little bit. Let's see here. Let me check the situation, make sure I'm not missing anything. All right. Good deal. Okay, I know a lot of you guys are without power. I'm seeing on the replies that there's a lot of you without power right now. I'm honestly a little surprised I'm not with you. On being without power. That was wild. So here's what we have. So if you have like limited phone charge left here, let me just give you the rundown. Davidson County is looking pretty good. Okay, so the line of storms is safely east of most of Davidson County. Maybe a smidge of Antioch, Creve Hall, areas like that. Still have some heavy rain and some bumpy weather going on, but probably, if I had to guess, nothing like what you experienced here about 15 minutes ago. And so that has pushed off to the east. Down to the south here in Williamson County, we've got down in Franklin and down to Spring Hill, Thompson Station, some very strong rain. We don't have a lot of indications that there's... it does look like there are some strong gusty winds down there. Let's go look at Tbna real quick. Tbna showing maybe some strong gusty winds there on the order of 70 miles an hour. They're around south of Highway 96 and right there around the just north of 840 and south of 96. All right, so it could be possible that there's actually an area of 70 mile per hour winds kind of heading northeast toward Nolansville. And so that's something we got to watch here in the next little bit. So you may not be all out of the woods there in Williamson County. It looks like maybe a pocket of some strong winds there southeast of Franklin, possibly moving northeast toward Nolansville. We'll have to watch that. All right, so let's go back to our other radar and let's see what is what's going on. So these are reflectivities. This is the radar you're used to seeing. And it shows that line of storms safely east of us here in Davidson County and Williamson County, or most of maybe Williamson County. Of note here is that the tornado warnings have now gone away in Davidson County. The tornado warnings are gone. So Nashville, you're good to go. Davidson County, you're good to go. Williamson County, you still got storms for a while, maybe some strong gusty winds, straight line winds possible there. Not seeing any indications of rotation here at the moment in Williamson County, but maybe some strong straight line gusty winds as this line of storms comes through. But Davidson County, Davidson County, you guys are in good shape. All right, so these severe thunderstorm warnings will start to expire pretty soon, but all the tornado warnings are gone, and you've just left with some rain. Okay. Let me kind of catch up just a little bit. All right. Okay. All righty. It's so amazing. It is so amazing just how fast the replies come in, and we just can't keep up with all of them. Wish we could. So yeah, you may hear some sirens up in Davidson County for a little bit longer. The tornado warning is gone for Davidson County. So you are not, Davidson County is no longer in a tornado warning. That is pushed off to the northeast. Nashville, you're in good shape. All right. Williamson County, you still have a ways to go here. This line of storms coming through Williamson County. In fact, let me go over to Tbna just for a minute, and we're going to look at an area here, a couple of pockets of some 50 to 60 mile per hour winds just southeast of Franklin, moving up toward Nolansville. So a couple of areas of strong gusty winds might be moving across Highway 96 here in just a little bit up toward Nolansville. And so we've got to keep an eye on that. So we're not completely out of the woods yet in Williamson County. The severe thunderstorm warnings are still in effect there. And so we've got to, let's see if we're on my right radar. Yes. So we got to deal with that. The area of strong winds looks to be right here around the Williamson County Fairgrounds, Page High School, associated mostly with this area of really heavy rain right here. All right. So that's, let's see here. I'm going back down here. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. To our Gallatin camera. I'm really trying to help out and see if we can see anything up there way atop of a tower on our Gallatin camera, and see if there's anything we can help with as far as being able to see any power flashes or anything up that way that we can relay to the Weather Service. So I'm watching that as well, even though it's not directly right here in our area. I want to be sure. I'll tell you one thing I just saw an entire area of town in Gallatin go black with power going out. So they're not out of the woods up there. Okay, so all tornado warnings have expired for us, for Davidson and Williamson counties. We're left with some severe thunderstorm warnings that are still around, and those are going to be expiring here after a while. But mostly for Williamson County, we have some strong, potentially strong damaging winds down in Williamson County and parts of Williamson County, kind of between 840 and Nolansville, and we'll get back to checking that out here in just a second. We're going to be going through a lot of reports with this, and so if you see damage near where you are, if you could safely report that to us using hashtag TSpotter, that would be fantastic. And then we'll get that over to the Weather Service. We're going to be compiling damage from this for quite a while. I'm seeing pictures here out of Williamson County of trees blocking roads in Williamson County, and it is and we just see a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of that right now. That was an intense event that came through. Strong gusty winds continuing in Williamson County. Those strong straight line winds are continuing in Williamson County. This is Tbna Radar showing an area down there south of Franklin toward Thompson Station over toward Nolansville. There's some very strong gusty winds, straight line winds that are coming through there associated with the line that is coming through there that is not currently tornadic. There are no tornado warnings in effect for us, but down here in Williamson County, under a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings that definitely cover the possibility of seeing some strong straight line winds. And that's what we're seeing probably right around Page High School, up toward McKay's Mill, crossing Wilson Pike, up toward Burke Hollow and Nolansville, crossing Clovercroft. Just some strong gusty winds up there associated with this area of heavy rain. So as that pushes to the northeast toward Nolansville, just some very strong straight line winds, a possibility there in eastern Williamson County. Otherwise, things are looking a lot more calm than they were a little bit ago. So that's a good thing. So things looking a lot more calm than they were, especially up in Davidson County. Davidson County's in pretty good shape right now. Down in Williamson County, still some of those strong straight line winds. Thanks for sending in your reports. I'm seeing the ticker tape start going here on reports on T-Spotter, and I tell you, if you could help us out with T-Spotter, I know it's tempting to just tell us that everything's good where you are and use the hashtag T-Spotter. If you could help us out by not doing that, that would be actually more helpful than letting us know that it's all calm where you are. Let us know stuff on T-Spotter that we need to report to the Weather Service, which is tree damage, power line damage, and definitely don't get near that. Anything that is, any kind of damage that you see, large hail, whatever, let us know of that kind of damage on hashtag T-Spotter on Twitter. That's how that is best used, and we'll be compiling that and getting that to the Weather Service. Still some very strong straight line winds apparent down in eastern Williamson County. And so that's going to be from Nolansville down toward Page High School, Williamson County Fairgrounds, McKays Mill, Wilson Pike, Arrington, Nestledown Farms, Burke Hollow, Bell Chase Farms, Trinity over toward McCandless Road, Triune. Could be some very strong straight line winds there, as evidenced by Tbna just a little bit ago. Those would come down a little. It's still gusty out there in the 40 mile per hour range, but we'll take 40 over, 90 or 100 like we had earlier. So, so that's, we'll take that. Okay, so let's back up just a little bit. No tornado warnings in effect for Davidson County or Williamson County, and so that's a good thing. Some severe thunderstorm warnings left. I'm going to check in with the guys here and see how they're doing. David and Will, they're over on Twitter, and they are keeping us up to date there, and we're here on YouTube Live. So, man, what a night. What a night. I don't want anybody to get the impression that we like when this kind of stuff happens. I've been fascinated with weather from a young age, but I don't like these nights. I don't. But we're, we feel a very deep calling, if you want to call it that, to help with this any way we can, and that's where we are. But don't get the impression that we like these kinds of nights. All right, but we love being with you. We really do. All right, here's Tbna radar, and it looks like winds have come down. I know it sounds like it's blowing really hard out toward Franklin and Nolansville, but winds, believe it or not, have come down quite a bit here in the last about 15 minutes or so, and that's a good sign. But still, some very heavy rain coming through, and could get some gusty winds with that. As it moves on through, tornado warnings safely east of Davidson County, although it looks like it's a pretty big mess off east of us, up toward Trousdale, Macon counties, Smith counties, areas like that. But no tornado warnings in effect for us. In fact, a severe thunderstorm warning just went away. We are slowly whittling down our warnings. So we have one severe thunderstorm warning left, and this was actually a destructive WEA alert, severe thunderstorm warning that expires at 4:15. That came out earlier. It was the first severe thunderstorm warning that I remember in this area that has pinged WEA alerts as a severe thunderstorm warning and not a tornado warning. So that was for 80 mile per hour winds, and that was for that very, very strong straight line wind event that we had come through Davidson and central and eastern Williamson County as well. And that warning still sticks around until 4:15. And one reason I think they may be hanging around is because we did have some strong gusty winds indicated here around Nolansville and eastern Williamson County. Those have come down quite a bit. I'm not as concerned about destructive straight line winds with this little area of rain as I was a little bit ago. It looks like we have another tornado warning down here around Wayne County. If I had to... Oh, man, I don't know. That thing kind of looks like it's aimed at us a little bit here in Williamson County. We'll have to watch that as it... it'd be nice if it nudged east. I'd hate for it to affect anybody, but I wish the whole line would move east. because, we have a heavy rain issue too here around, this line just keeps training over Williamson County. So, but there is a tornado warning around Wayne County we're going to keep an eye on as well. All right, so we have one warning left, and that is a severe thunderstorm warning that's hanging around for another 15 minutes or so, and that's going to be for strong straight line winds. And looking at this area around Nolansville to see if it perks up at all. Let me get a sip of water. I'll be right back. Water and coffee, actually. All right, back with you here after some water and some coffee, both very useful this morning. Hey, one note that I saw come across our internal chat just a second ago. Don't go outside and just look for damage with the lightning the way it is. There's still lightning bouncing around, so don't just go outside and be looking for damage. If you see damage close to you, where you can see it in the house or whatever, let us know about that. But don't just go outside and be walking around or driving around, something like that, looking for damage. Wait till this lightning subsides. Okay. All right, here is southern Williamson County, and line of storm still pushing through there slowly through Williamson County. And that's going to be, the line is stretching from Nolansville, from Franklin, down to Thompson Station, Spring Hill, Boston, over towards Smarten, nice little community out there near the Natchez Trace. So that's where this line of storms is now. The thing is that if I back it up in time, it doesn't look like this part of the line is going to have a whole lot of forward momentum for a while, all right? So I'm low-key concerned about the fact that this doesn't look like it's going to be barreling down to the southeast. It looks a little bit like it is going to sort of come to the northeast a little bit and kind of slow down. So we could be dealing with some heavy rain. What I'm saying is from Spring Hill, Franklin, and Nolansville, Triune, Arrington, College Grove, areas like that over the next little bit, because this looks like this line is going to start fire hosing us from southwest and northeast. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that. We're also keeping an eye on this tornado warning down here in Lewis County toward Hohenwald. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on that as it pushes up to the northeast. Because why not? I've got 4:04 a.m. by my time, and it's been quite a couple of hours. The tornado warnings are safely east of us. They remain up in Macon County, Smith County, Wilson County, areas like that, for an extremely, extremely strong area of straight line winds and rotations that cropped up just west of us and moved through our area. And remains yet to be seen what damage there was in Davidson County. It appears that there was probably more damage west of us in Dickson County, where there was a tornado debris signature back in Dickson County back then, right there. And then that debris signature lightened up a little bit as it moved into Davidson County, although there was still a little bit of that hanging around, unsure if it was still on the ground, but that's pushed off to the northeast now. So the tornado warnings are east of us. We're left with a severe thunderstorm warning here for another few minutes, and then that expires at 4:15, and then our attention turns down here to the southwest to see if this stuff keeps its aim at Williamson County or if it will move on to the east. David mentioned about 2 minutes ago over on Twitter, he said models indicate what we've had over the past 2 hours is the only tornado and damaging straight-line wind event we'll see. We still think more rain and gusty winds will be possible after sunrise as the cold front blows through, but nothing like what we just saw. So that's what David says over on Twitter, and I agree with that this line looks like it is going to be sort of the big deal for us, but we also have to wait till this line gets out of here. And that what I was just saying is that this line doesn't look like it's just barreling to the southeast. It looks like it's kind of moving northeast, which could kind of fire hose Williamson County for a while with some rain. So that's what we're going to have to keep an eye on that, especially the southeastern half of Williamson County. So we're going to be watching that to see if that happens over the next little bit. I'm going to take my shoes off here if y'all don't mind. Y'all okay with that? All right. Let's see here. The Weather Service has canceled a severe thunderstorm warning for Clay, DeKalb, Jackson, Macon, Putnam, Smith, Sumner, Trousdale, Wilson. See if they canceled the part in Davidson. They have not. Okay. Doing a little thinking out loud here. All right. So you guys in Williamson County, you're hearing a lot of thunder, a lot of rain, a lot of wind. But it doesn't appear to me by radar estimations that we're seeing severe winds in Williamson County, at least inside the polygon here. So I would expect this polygon would go away. That is going to be what I would expect to happen. And that will probably go away here in the next 6 or 7 minutes. All right, so here is my current advice. My advice at the moment is that if you were in Williamson County, if you would... Just got a text from a friend criticizing me for taking my shoes off. If you would like to sleep, or close your eyes for a little bit, I'm cool with that. But we have a tornado warning down here southwest of us that you need to have your alerts on for. Okay, so if there's a warning issued in Williamson County, you need to be able to be woken up if you need to take a nap here, okay? So I guess what I'm saying is if you need to sleep, if you need to take a nap, don't do it without your alerts enabled, okay? Just in case. Just in case. Weather Service is talking a lot about, in our chat, about the tornado up near Carthage. The warning up there, so still very strong weather up there just northeast of Carthage and over toward Granville. So rough weather over there. That's what came through here a little bit ago. All right, so we're watching this tornado warning down to the south, down to Lewis County, and a lot of y'all are asking about that storm down there in Lewis County. We're going to see what they do with this, whether they're going to extend that warning. Let's go look at the velocities while we're here. You know, the velocities are not overly impressive down there at the moment. So we're going to see what they do with that tornado warning. Yeah, I definitely see where there was some wrapping up. In fact, the tornado warning actually just disappeared. So the tornado warning down there in Lewis County is no longer in effect, but we're going to keep an eye on how that evolves over the next little bit to see if they reissue that or whatever. So the tornado warning over Lewis County back to our southwest is gone, and that's a good thing for now. Okay. So if you're around Nolansville, a storm just moved through, another one behind it, especially for southern areas of Nolansville. Well, no, probably all of Nolansville. Some more heavy rain coming in there south of Franklin. That's going to be heading up toward Nolansville here in a little bit. Spring Hill, Columbia. And looks like we're just going to get a long drink of some rain if you're down in Williamson County, as all of this just kind of moves to the northeast and gives us some heavy rain for a while. Still watching Weather Service notes here just to see if there's anything that we're missing here in our area. They are very focused northeast of us. They're also very focused everywhere else. They do a great job of covering us. And so we're watching for any other notes that they are issuing, putting out for Williamson County and areas down to the southwest. So the severe thunderstorm warning for Williamson County is in effect for another 3 minutes. And we have not used this radar software yet tonight, because one thing we can do is do maybe a little countdown here in just a little bit for this warning going away, like we did last time. All right, so here's what's going on. Let's just kind of zoom in. These labels are a lot easier to see, so that way you can kind of see where you are. So if you're in Nolansville, there's that storm that just moved off to your northeast. If you're in Triune, it's raining pretty hard. Arrington, it's moving off to the northeast. You get a little break, and then more comes in around Franklin, Henpeck Lane, Thompson Station, Spring Hill, some very heavy rain there, and that stretches all the way back down toward Columbia and down in Hohenwald. All right, and they got a severe thunderstorm warning down there for another 20 minutes or so. And up here is where all the tornado warnings are, well east of us. Let's back out just a little bit. Here's a storm report from the airport. This is from Nashville International Airport, BNA. So it looks like the airport recorded a peak wind gust of 78 miles per hour. This is the third highest wind gust ever measured at the airport. 78 miles per hour, third highest wind gust ever measured there. So that happened tonight. And all right. I'm going to zoom in here. Our severe thunderstorm warning expires in 45 seconds. All right. And then we'll kind of regroup. So once the severe thunderstorm warning expires, we will jump off and kind of regroup, reevaluate, see how things are going, and we'll be covering it exclusively on Twitter for a little while. And then if we need to, if another warning is issued, we will definitely jump back on YouTube Live. All right, so our severe thunderstorm warning, the one that was for 80 mile per hour winds earlier in southeastern Davidson County and eastern Williamson County, that expires here in 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, there are now no warnings in effect for either of our two counties. Okay, guys, it's been a long night, and it still is ongoing, all right? So if you are within this line of storms in Williamson County, please keep your alerts handy, just in case, okay? The line has not pushed through Williamson County completely yet. All right, so we're going to jump off of YouTube Live. We're going to be over on Twitter. I'm going to have to help these guys keep up with replies and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of good interaction tonight over on Twitter, but we just can't possibly keep up with all the replies and answer all the questions. So keep your reports coming. Hashtag TSpotter on Twitter, and that is where we will be assembling and gathering reports. And that is something you can use there on Twitter. Hashtag TSpotter, and we will get your reports of damage over to the Weather Service and let them accumulate those reports. So that's how we'll handle it from here on. Just send us your reports, and then if we need to jump on YouTube Live, we will if anything else goes severe. All right, you guys have a safe rest of the night, and we hope we just don't find too much damage in the morning when daylight comes. Have a good night, you guys.